I love your background. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Yes, I'm like a diehard fan of Criminal Minds and actually a lot of your work, The OC, Charmed. I grew up watching all of them in England, and it's kind of the reason why I moved to America to want to, interview film and TV. So
Oh,
thank you for
amazing.
all of your amazing work. So I'm a huge fan. So thank you for sitting here with me today.
Oh, thank you.
Now, as a huge Criminal Minds fan, as you can tell by my background, I know like the initial series, the episodes were slightly different, where we kind of had Wheels Up, it's Case, the team comes back, they kind of get to relax for most of the episodes. This time around, in these two seasons, it's been more of like a continuation series. I think it's a little bit more darker, and it's still, just as fun for us to watch as fans, but it's definitely different. And I love that it's taken this trajectory. But what has the creative process been like for you to see like where it was and where it's at today?
Yeah, great question. Um, we wanted to challenge ourselves. We get to tell serialized stories on streaming. What does that look like and feel like for this group of heroes? As you know from the old show, the bad guys we could catch every week, but there might be like a continuing emotional storyline for one of the characters or most of the characters. And this time we got to play in both of those worlds, that it wouldn't just be emotional through lines for our heroes, but it would be the cases of the week might get muddy. And it does have this definite like bullet train vibe. I would say the last two seasons, it's like you don't really get to catch your breath between cases because they're connected. And it's like this one is going to help us catch the next one. And it's exhausting for the team. But I think reinvigorating for us as storytellers that we get to go back and like make this quilt every season of like all these things are interconnected and never ever forgetting how the show started and acknowledging the history of our characters and all the things they've been through, and even going so far back as to create Jill Gideon to say she was there from jump, and for her, give her that history with Rossi and all that. It's opened so many creative doors for us being able to tell these stories.
And I'm really excited to see where it goes. Now, has there ever been a case that has like impacted you the most throughout the history of Criminal Minds?
I'd say the early cases and probably in the very first few seasons of the series, because I was new to this world. As you know, I was writing on Alias and the OC and Charmed. Like serial killers were not in my purview at all. And so those first couple of seasons, it was really doing a ton of research and diving into the darkness. And they all affected me a little bit differently then. I also had, two small kids when I was on, started the show. And just as a new mom, you're worried about everything. And then writing on the show, I was worried about everything. So it's like I can't point to one particular case, but I think anytime there's like a home invasion, when you should be safe and then that gets invaded, that always hits me hard.
Yeah, and there was definitely some really crazy demons in Charmed. Like the creativity in Charmed was very like I love Charmed. But yeah, Criminal Minds, it's definitely a different, show. But I do have to ask, and you probably get this a lot, but if you could bring back one legacy character, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's hard because I love all of them.
Me too.
Uh, I don't think I could choose. I love them all. I'm yeah. No, I've worked with them all for the whole time and I love them all. So I don't think there's just one.
That's my answer too. I love them all. Like I have this attachment because I basically grew up watching them all, and I feel like
Yeah.
they're my friends.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Yeah.
Now, so Elias Voit is, I think, one of the worst killers because he has all of these mind games, but people on Twitter seem to love him. But what has your reaction been to everybody's reactions to Elias?
I get it. I get it because I've fallen to this charm too, not for the killer side of him, but um to me, like Elias Voit was just a name on a page until Zach Gilford came along. And what Zach has done with this character is why everybody's crazy about the character. It really is, it's Zach's performance. And so, you know, he's charming. This Elias Voit, just you want to like do this and give him a hug. It's a really complicated thing that Zach, I would say, has brought to life, and that we are always mining in the stories with him.
And I think like Twitter has gone crazy over him, and I think that's what makes the show so good because there's this battle in your head. He's such a great actor, but it's like, oh my God, he's such a bad person on the
I
show.
know.
And you
Yeah.
can't help but have this fight in your head. Now, I'm not sure if you're allowed to answer this, but is there anything you can tease on what we can expect for future seasons?
We're still writing the next season and we're not in production yet, so everything's in flux, but I can, let you know you will see Voight again next year.
Oh, okay. Twitter is gonna love that. So I really want to kind of get into, I'm used to like, back in the day we would get like 25 episodes, 30 episodes of some of our shows. Today on streaming, we usually get like 10. Do you think we can ever go back to getting all of those episodes? Because we love it. We want to just have endless episodes coming out every single day. But do you think there's like a future to kind of go back?
It's interesting. I've seen some shows that were network, then streaming them back to network, and they do have the larger orders. We haven't heard anything like that for us. I mean, we're doing our next season, a 10 episode season. So I would say this series, because it's done it before, can probably handle something like that again, but it's sort of what the appetite is for the streamer.
Well, we want
That's
it.
all the time we have.